sure-handed wide receiver. Always staying busy, he's your league leader in receiving yards. It's the Tigers and the Eagles, and it's coming up next.
Now from the great state of Illinois, EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the second city of Chicago. Today on to Week 15 in the NFL, and we've got a good matchup in store, as it'll be the Philadelphia Eagles and the Chicago Tigers. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, you take a look at our home side as we enter play here. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories. Meanwhile, for our visitors, Charles and I have been looking forward to this one all week, and off we go on EA Sports. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. And
even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 13 yards on the game's opening play. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I'd missed him, it would have been a long night.
Second and 4. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 10 yards there and an Eagle first down.
And every time you step on a field, coaches are always going to talk about how important tackling is in a ball game. In this one, especially so. You can't allow these guys to break free and get extra yards after contact, but that's exactly what happens here. That can't continue as this game goes on.
This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a first down. Heck of a start for him here, Charles, on this opening drive, and they're doing it all through the air. That's 4 snaps and 4 passes so far.
I do think that there's an argument, Brandon, to maybe mix in a running play or two, but the way that these offenses are constructed, you can get that done with swing passes and checkdowns. The way they're throwing it, I'd keep pressing it downfield.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw again. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. And how about this first drive? They're being aggressive, slinging it around. Really confident, too, because they're not trying to fool them with running plays, throwing it, and they're being very successful right now. Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down. Now a handoff up the middle. Rainey, he's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. They lost 2, and it brings up 4th. And this one is right through. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there. And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well.
And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
The Eagle kick team out there now as they run up and send this one away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they'll be let out by their quarterback now in his third season in the league.
I tell you what, when he's on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
Here's 2nd and 7. Back to throw. Count away. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down. You look at this Eagle defense. This unit, they're hoping to improve against the pass because right now Charles is number 27 in the NFL.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or...
Fourth and short, partner. I mean, this would be a really risky call. Here we are in the first quarter.
On your own side of the field.
Own side of the field. But, boy, what a tone setter that would be to go for it and get it, wouldn't it?
You're gritty today. I like it.
I'm feeling it.
Oh, big decision here early. Look at this. They're going to go for it on their own side of the field. They'll run for it with Henry. And shedding a man at the 40. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh, my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say 200 plus?
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Again, it's Henry. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4. 2nd down. Now, these two teams faced off earlier in the year, right around mid-season, back in Week 9. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. In motion left goes a tight end. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He finds his man complete. It's Castro. 7 yards there and a 1st down. We got to like what you're seeing from this offense here on the first drive. A nice sustained series to begin the game. It will continue after picking up another 1st there.
Would you say the word methodical comes to mind? I love the execution. I love what they're doing on this drive. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game, controlling the clock.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time.
And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9. Back to throw again. That is incomplete. The 4th down pass play doesn't work out. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any 4th down stop is a big momentum play.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he's got his man in stride, complete. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd down. Nothing after 1 on EA. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Eagles in possession. Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's 2nd and 3. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
So much of this game is focus and concentration. And whenever I see guys running the in route, I know that in the back of their mind, they're always wondering who's lurking inside that might put a big hit on them as they try and catch the ball.
Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. A kind of a lucky break on the prior drive, Charles. The turnover on downs that the offense had didn't come back to bite them after the other side. Their defense came through, was able to hold them without any points.
I would agree with you, partner. A little bit of a lucky break indeed, but you know what they'd say to us? No luck, just pure skill. We rose to the challenge, and we didn't permit a score. That's how we roll.
Well, I'm kind of curious, Charles, if they might temper their aggressiveness now offensively if they get in that 4th down spot again.
Yeah, one would think so, but maybe because they held them, they might go for it again.
And he's across the 45. It'll be 2nd down. Here's a 2nd and 8.
Check smash! Check smash! Ready?
They'll run it again with Henry. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe.
Now, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 36. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
On 2nd down, here's Henry. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
The ball's still a few inches shy of the marker after the 3-yard run, so now a little soul-searching on 4th down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense, and guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And he will have a 1st down at about the 21-yard line. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. On 1st and 10, Callaway. Well, it's a shuffle pass, and it's complete. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. 2nd down and a little more than a yard here. Off the bootleg, Callaway sliding out of the pocket. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
Well, congratulations to them. They come through defensively with another stop. And let's face it, this secondary, they've gone unchallenged so far in the first half.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. Ready.
They'll try to run for the first with Henry. Well, he's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Mike Vrabel saw him on the sideline. He didn't even hesitate. They will go for it on 4th. Looking to throw. Callaway. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Looking left side. It's complete. He's got it. Now he's loose at the 40. And he's finally down at the 21-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 67 yards. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. They'll set up to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. The Eagle passing game looking good on this drive. It's a 1st down. They'll look to throw here. This is caught. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. And here's a handoff out of the gun. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
A big part of a middle linebacker's job is being able to take on blocks and then go make plays. But the best ones, they have those big guys in front of them playing defensive line to hold blockers off of them and allow them to flow sideline to sideline and make the big hits.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. And he is going to be stopped on the return at his own 3-yard line. And the defense, Charles, they bent a little bit, but they did not break. And then on 3rd and goal there, the huge interception.
Think of the momentum they're carrying with them right now, Brandon, because in their mind, whether they want to admit it or not, they were conceding 3 points. Their goal was to keep them at the end zone, not give up a touchdown. Instead, they give up nothing. What a big-time play and a big-time stop by them.
Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. To throw on 2nd down, Callaway. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
From the gun on 3rd down, Callaway. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. And on now is the punter, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And taken at the 46. 43-yard punt, but they get 9 back on the return. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. The Eagles offense going to take over late in this first half. In a close game like this, Charles, those interceptions like they had on the last drive could be costly, but here they've got another opportunity to seize control of this game.
And they better take advantage of it, because otherwise, if they end up losing by 1 score, they'll relive this over and over and over until they have another opportunity to wipe it away.
So offside's the call, and they understandably decline it.
And this is why we're seeing more and more teams hiring that one coach to the staff that's in charge of all these things. This one's minor. It's pretty easy to figure out. But all the game management stuff, trying to help out the head coach in his decision-making process.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Now a 2nd and 10. They're going to look to throw. And he comes back with one complete. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Out route, and this is Henry with a catch. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. That tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And his kick is indeed good. And they're able to double their lead just before half. It's 6-0. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
So a couple of field goals, that's all we've been able to muster through 2 quarters of play. 6-0 is our count at... All right, we'll bypass the halftime show in favor of returning to this late season game with the teams coming back from the locker rooms here a bit early. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. The fair catch taken short of the goal line, and they'll begin this third quarter at their own 25. This offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. Well, out of the locker rooms here they come, their first drive of the third quarter. And Charles, they're trailing in this ball game, but we got a tight one and set up to be a very entertaining second half.
And as we know, partner, in the NFL, there's trailing and there's trailing, right? Sometimes you're discouraged by how much you're down, but in this case, this is a tight ball game, so there's a sense of optimism here. I think they went into half and looked at their play sheet and said, these are the plays we really like. What do you say we use them to start the second half and get us going?
2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a third and about 4 for a first. Off play action. Callaway rolling to his left. Pass taken in. And now the ball's out. Fumbled near midfield. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And they're going to speed things up here.
Drop 60.
On first down, Callaway. Wide open receiver complete. Touchdown, Chicago. A big play there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Tigers are an extra point away now from moving out in front. And he showcased his blazing speed on that one.
Was he wearing football cleats or track slides? Because he was gone. Big-time play, and just think about what that does if you're a receiver on the team with him. Well, that's got to open things up for you as well, because if I'm a defense, I've got to get back deeper and deeper in order to keep him in front. But I'm not sure how many can actually keep him in front with that speed.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. And, Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, one-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth, almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side, trying to match each other.
Well, how many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also get...
And he can't escape, and down he goes. A loss of 3 on a sack made by multiple defenders. But following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Looking to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
And now off to the races, down the right side. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. That one good for 37 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now back to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The call from Nick Sirianni. Let's go for 2 here, he says. They're going to try and run. And he will dive into the end zone, and the 2-point conversion is successful. And they're able to ground it in there on the 2-point try. And you and I were talking before the game that 2-point conversions from the 15-16 season, what has changed, what hasn't changed, partner?
Yeah, I'll tell you what's changed is just your normal strategy, because now...
There he goes, left side! And a heck of a return as he goes out of bounds across the 50, inside the 45.
That strong return has set them up nicely for this drive, and we all know the next score is going to have a major impact on this game.
They'll try and get the run game going. This is Henry. Down inside the 40.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. Henry will get it. He's been busy today. And they're knocking on the door now. There's a good one there, going to take this to about the 10-yard line. They'll try and run for it with Henry. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. 3 tight ends up front here. 3rd and goal. Off the bootleg. Callaway. They'll roll him out right. Got his man, and it's caught for Chicago. Touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Tigers are an extra point away from evening this one up.
He was able to move around and found some vision to throw the football. And how about how he ended it? Boy, he had some zip on that throw.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to have an arm like that. Results in the touchdown here. Great play offensively. The extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And their lead has evaporated in this third quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. On play action, they'll throw. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a 1st down.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. 73 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it's 2nd down. We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. All square, 14 apiece to score as we get ready for the 4th quarter. Wide open receiver complete. Touchdown, Eagles. A great effort there. 33 yards. And the Eagles hit. They begin with Henry. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Running from the gun with Henry. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the 1st down marker, and now it's 3rd down.
That's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 60.
Back to throw. Callaway. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Now a play fake here on 1st down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that'll make it 2nd down.
70 Timberwolves.
Henry up the middle. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line. The offense on 3rd down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. Here it's 3rd and 2. On 3rd down, Henry. And he dives his way forward to right around the line of scrimmage, so nothing there that time. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. He handed it off there, but I don't really know if he would have kept it or tried to do anything else if it would have mattered.
Yeah, it's not always a wrong read when a play gets stacked up. Sometimes they're just at the line of scrimmage. There's just too many bodies to maneuver.
And as a result, now they're looking at a 4th down. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
They go play action here on 1st down. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. Back to the ground now. It's Henry. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Now 2nd and 5. Snap will come from the 6.
70 Ranger, 70 Ranger. Ready.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
This is 3rd and 2, maybe the biggest play in this football game. Inside handoff, Henry. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. A great play there with touchdown number 23 here on. Extra point attempt to follow here. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. They no longer have the lead after that last touchdown, all tied up in the 4th quarter, and a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the 4th quarter.
And, Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Majors used to say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
A 1st down carry for Henry. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
I think if we put together a job description for a middle linebacker, we would start with being able to hold down things in the middle of the line of scrimmage and be able to take on blockers. But how about the guys who can go sideline to sideline and make plays?
Love a guy that can do that. We saw a perfect example of it right there. Now a handoff to Henry. And that winds up a decent run, and it also takes us to the 2-minute warning. A shotgun handoff to Henry. And he's going to have the 1st down, yardage to the 35.
Another carry for their leader, and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. Again to Henry. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's 1st and 10.
Panther 11. 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick. Warrior 70.
Operating from the gun. Callaway. Quick hitter here. It's complete. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They'll come up now on 2nd down.
Ready.
Now it's Henry. Oh, no, he lost the football. And now this ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football. So this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself.
Here we go.
Now 1st and goal.
19 Tigers, 18 Pioneer. Riggs. Cup 19.
Looking to throw. Callaway. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. It'll go as a loss of 8 and a tough result there on 1st and goal. Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here. They'll run with Henry. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere.
Got a quick flash about being in their huddle. Whatever the play call was, it was tagged with these words: make sure you stay in the middle of the field. That's where we want to be.
And he did just that. Third and goal, the ball at the 11. And he's in for the touchdown. And in the final seconds, forget overtime, they just likely won this thing in regulation.
And that score, in this time frame, that's like a big reveal at the end of a great movie, isn't it? Out of nowhere, almost, it appears, they get it done. How about that score?
Finishes like this is why we love sports. This is why we love the game of football.
So glad that we got to be here to watch this one.
Extra point right down the middle, and they will take a 7-point lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee, and they'll start things out at the 25. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete. So after all of this, it comes down to one final play.
And just think of what it's going to be, because from this distance, you got to be prepared for everything. Hook and laterals, tip balls, you name it. A lot of laterals after a catch. Just got to be prepared, stay on your feet defensively, and tackle someone.
Now one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end. Well, it took us until the final play, Charles, to officially decide a winner. Although on that last play they were so backed up, it would have taken a miracle, and they couldn't get that miracle done.
Well, I like how you stayed with it, because we both knew that this had to go down to the last play, and neither side was going to exhale until that play concluded, because we've seen the improbable before. A couple of laterals, maybe some poor defense